Hey everyone, welcome to a special night episode of Objection Live. We didn't do our crime chatter tonight, but we are coming on to bring you guys an episode with us dissecting the docket and what dropped today because it was insane everything that dropped today. I have DFJ here with me to help break it all down. How are you, DFJ?
Good.
She was on earlier with Leanne. If y'all haven't caught that one, Laura can link Leanne's channel in the chat. Answering all questions, everything lively, Baldoni, Jen Abel, Jed Wallace. So that's a good one to catch on Replay Crew if y'all haven't. So she had a busy day as well. And I'm going to pull up this post to start us off real quick.
Well, it's funny because this morning Leanne was like, okay, we're going to do a Q&A to catch up on the docket. And then as soon as we were done, it was like 14 filings appeared on the docket as soon as we finished. So
Yeah, and so I love this post that she made. What a Monday docket avalanche, and you have the picture of, everything that's going on the docket. I think I have a more close up one here. So
I
we were
mean,
at what 580 something, 586.
it was like 589, I want to say. And then we got up to 604.
Yeah, see, because these are out of order, 594. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we went all the way up to. Is it 604? Yeah. Oh, because
Mhm.
why did they file them out of order? It's so weird. So
I
yeah,
don't
there's
know.
604.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had quite a lot happen with Jen Abel and Stephanie Jones case. And then the Citizen Sleuths got on the docket. Hey everyone, thanks for joining tonight at the beach. All the usuals are here. Jessica Lisi, hi. Um, thanks for stopping by on the late show. So we're gonna get into the citizen sleuths are in the Blake docket. And so it was about 6 or 7 of us that got mentioned in an exhibit that was docketed today. And so we're going to get into that exhibit. Let me pull it up. So it's exhibit 19. What are we laughing at? The comment?
His face, Zach's face.
Uh, on the okay. Um, yeah, so it's exhibit 19 and the document is 599. I actually have it linked. Let me share this tab real quick.
Do you want to tell them what the docket that filing is?
Yeah,
99?
yeah, go ahead.
No, you could tell them.
Well, okay. Well, I was just going to get into here's the filing that features Jamie, Justin, and Jed talking about how creators were on their own clocking MSN Media and Team Lively's discrepancies. And I threaded all the posts and the videos mentioned below. So if you guys want to read it on your own, Leanne linked it and then I reposted her. And then all the videos mentioned in the post. We're going to go over all this. But if y'all later on want to revisit it or if you want to make content out of it, I tagged all the content creators. If y'all see that I missed anybody, go ahead and tag them on there. So if they want to make content out of this filing, they have all the videos that were mentioned. And that way, they don't have to do any of the legwork. So let me pull it up. So this filing, I was a little confused on
It's a
what.
Jed Wallace exhibit.
Yeah, it's a Jed Wallace exhibit that got filed for redaction in this court, correct? That's the
Um,
way I read it because it said it was filed to redact, and then it was Exhibit 15. Because at first I thought this was in the Jed Wallace case, but it's not. It says, oh wait, that's Exhibit 15. Exhibit 16. Look, this is to seal personal. Oh wait, no, that's not it. It's 599. Letter motion to seal personal and financial information addressed. Here, let me share this. Let's see if I can make it bigger. So it's 599 to seal personal and financial information addressed to Judge J. Lewis from Joel R. Glover. Redacted exhibits by Street Relations. Jed Wallace filed in an associated case. But these case numbers are the Lively Wayfarer case.
okay, so you have to actually go to 5. 97. And so basically, Judd Wallace wanted to make sure that these exhibits were redacted because, like, in his footnote, he said they are referenced in Miss Lively's motion to compel. And so he
Oh,
wanted
thank
these
you. I didn't go
redacted.
that far back, so thank you. Oh, put my disclaimer at the bottom. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, there we go. For entertainment, I always tell them to remind me because then I start getting into stuff. Yeah, ACC. The last was 589. You're right. So thank you, DFJ, because I didn't understand it completely because I hadn't seen this document. I just knew it was something about sealing. So it says, we represent defendants Judd Wallace in street relations and the court's individual practices in civil cases. The exhibit, or says, we write to request the court allow to keep under seal exhibits to Miss Lively's motion to compel. The exhibit contains Mr. Wallace's cell phone number, email, and street's banking information. A copy of the proposed redactions are attached. This letter motion is unopposed. And so that's what they attached, right? Was those exhibits that they want
Mhm.
redacted. So these are exhibits that they provided. And these ones are kind of spicy at the top too. I don't know if we have time to go over this one, but this interrogatory here, it says, identify all email addresses, numbers that you or anyone acting on your behalf has used in connection with services performed on behalf of Wayfair defendants. And there's one email and phone number. And then there was another one that I saw with the redacted X and Instagram. But I wonder if it's just Jed's email because it says you
Oh,
and
I
his
mean,
work.
this has been going on since like Friday. Well, Lively never redacts, but there was like even another one this morning from I can't even think that far back right now, but it was like this morning there was another one. Actually, Cassidy did a video on it.
Yeah, I was gonna actually mention Cassidy's video because it's a really good one.
Yeah,
Um,
so they
I don't know
just
if
I
Laura
mean,
can link it.
they don't redact. All they like they don't care about anyone's privacy except their own, and I don't know.
I believe it was Case and Coslow again, and a
That might
bunch
be
of other
it.
people, and a bunch of other people,
Mhm.
but mostly women, and that's what she was, making a point.
Yeah.
Um, so let me see. Um, where was I? Okay. Oh, so yeah, I thought this was kind of weird too. The interrogatories. It said social media handles of anyone. So I'm wondering if this is someone or if it's just someone on Team Baldoni, like their personal Instagram or X. But I found that one compelling too. But anyways, the one we're here to talk about is Exhibit 16 or 19. Sorry, right? Yeah, I think it's 19. Yeah, here it is. So this is the one. It's messages between Jamie. Says Brian Friedman is in there. I don't know who Mel is. Jen
Melissa
Abel.
Nathan.
Oh, Melissa Nathan. Jen Abel. And Justin Baldoni's in these texts as well as Jed Wallace. And so these are on February 22nd. So this is around the time this was like a really busy time was February. Remember because the
No,
Taylor
you have
Swift.
to fill me in because I didn't really join in until March or April.
Oh, okay. So in February there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on with Brandon Sklenar, and then Jenny Slate as well. This particular video that we're going to get into is about how Jenny Slate had rented an apartment, and something about it was like unsafe for her kid or something. She didn't like
Oh,
it.
yes.
Do
Yes,
you
yes,
remember
yes,
that
I
part?
remember.
Yeah, and then Jamie Heath offered to pay that deposit and put her in a new one because she didn't want to do like the cancel fee, like if you like
Yeah.
get out of it. And that was the apartment she was staying at, I think, when It Ends With Us was filming. And so he offered to like pay for a new one, but apparently he mentioned something about like the sanctity of motherhood, and she felt that that was like, I don't know, something to complain about. Like to this day, I really don't know what the complaint is about.
He said like
He
motherhood is like a priority or something just simple like that. And
And then she took
yeah.
it, like, as a complaint, but so initially, The Hollywood Reporter had, reported that, I think I have the let me get this one up, um, that she filed an HR complaint, like, as Bible, like, she filed an HR complaint, this is what happened. Um, Oh, I didn't link it. I didn't link his post on the one. I'm like, oh, I linked them all, and then I just said I did, and then I didn't link it. Um, dang, I wanted to see because that one had the screenshots that Zach had. Let me see if I can find it. Hollywood Reporter, real quick. But yeah, so Zach ended up screenshotting it right when it had dropped, and oh, up
They
here.
changed it. They kept changing the article because the story kept changing.
And so he was smart, and he screenshotted. Okay, here it is. Look. See, I knew I could find it. Okay. This is wild. The Hollywood Reporter changed the Blake Baldoni Baha'i article again, but back to the original wording saying Jenny Slate filed a complaint with Sony.
Yeah.
I even had to check on my desktop to verify, and it's back to complaint. So here's the first one, the original. Uncomfortable sources says he focused so intensely on the sanctity of motherhood and Slate's role as a mother that she filed a complaint to the film's distributor, Sony, about the incident. And then over here, it says that word got back to Sony, the film's distributor. And so this was around the time, I believe, too, when the Dr. Leslie Dobson had leaked the alleged HR complaints. I don't know if y'all remember. Do you remember that, DFJ?
Yeah, I do. And like, did she just make it up?
I mean, we still to this day don't know if those were, but she's getting deposed, or she was on the witness list or
Hmm.
something. So I'm sure we're gonna find out. But no, we never found out if those were legit or not. I don't know. To me, they didn't seem legit because the math wasn't mathing as far as like the events and like when they happened or how they happened. Because remember, Isabel Ferreira messaged Justin Baldoni that like, work was great, da da da. So, for them to say, and then the one that was supposedly Isabel Ferreira, there was the thing where it was like he was so close to her face that her makeup melted off. Like it was some ridiculous thing like that. Like,
But can you imagine, like, if your like boss gives you 15 grand to break your apartment lease, I mean, that's like so generous. And then who would go around and turn that into a HR complaint? Like, oh my God, he gave me $15,000, and told me something about the sanctity of motherhood. But then didn't it turn out that this ended up not being true anyways?
um that happened in the apartment. Well, we don't know, I
No,
don't
no,
think.
he gave her the 15,000, but isn't it true that she didn't complain about it to
Well,
Sony?
that's what they're discussing here because obviously they changed it from complaint to Sony heard. And when Sony was asked if there was any HR complaints to Sony, they said no. And so that's why it was weird when the HR complaints came because they gave a comment to a news source. I forget which one it was, and they basically said no. And so here's the article. Someone was mentioning it was the hit this one. I think is really funny is that in the chat we'll see right now as we go through it. Justin shares somebody did a live feature and Jed Wallace makes a really funny comment about someone who made this picture and turned it into like a live video. And I'll play that one for you guys. But so this was the article here that they were referencing where they talked about, his Baha'i faith and how that might have come into play as to why there was like, tension and all that.
Who's the
Basically saying
author?
he was too nice. This was like the toxic positivity one, but we'll get into Same Girl Different Time because Jenny Slate was not the only one who that stuff was changed about in that article. That was just one piece of the article that was changed. There was also
Can you scroll down? Who's the journalist? Who's the journalist who wrote this?
this is Peter Kiefer.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if he's written because usually I'll go and see what else. Looks like
Yeah.
he wrote about the Kevin Costner battle. See what else they've written, like if they've written about Baldoni before. But I've never really sleuthed him. I don't know if he's just like their entertainment writer or because usually they have a bio. Oh, that's just to email him. I don't know. Okay, so let me so that's what the video was basically about was those things. And so Justin Baldoni says crazy. And then Jed Wallace says, "I love me some Zach Peter," and I love this because relatable.
Oh,
Um, and at the time, like all the content he was turning was Chef's Kiss. Also, a nice breakdown here. I hope everyone is having a beautiful family night. And so this is Kiara Jade's post, our lovely Leanne Newton. Um, and she was clocking them on something completely different. She was basically saying the issue with her story is that she contradicts herself in her own amended lawsuit because she included the email she sent to the scriptwriter apologizing for telling the world that her husband wrote the rooftop scene. She claims that it was a false rumor. Her lawyers can't even keep the story straight within the same document. And this is in reference to, I believe it was in the Ryan Reynolds lawsuit thing, where they were saying that there was no defamation and that Wayfair was allegedly saying that he wrote the script. And I think she was basically calling out. Yeah, because up here it says, is it just me or is this concrete proof that Lively is gaslighting everyone? Her amended lawsuit refers to unnamed sources making false claims about Mr. Reynolds' involvement in the script of the film. And later on, her lawyers even say, like, allegedly wrote the script, when it's like, not only did she say it on the red carpet, it says she was the source. And sorry, it's in Spanish. I went to Spanish. If y'all look at the Twitter on the side,
I
it's
know, I
also
was noticing.
I went to Spanish after because I wanted to get all the Spanish tea. For those that don't know about, is it Juanito says? What's his name?
Yeah, oh, I forgot, but yeah, I noticed that your page is in
Is all in
Espanol
Spanish. Yeah.
now.
Yeah, because I wanted to get it to Spanish Twitter or X, and I was like, I want to hear all the tea from all the Spanish people, so I went into Spanish X. Um, It says, I watched her interview on the red carpet. She was the source. She literally said, the rooftop scene, my husband wrote that. No one knows that but you now. She also said he's all over the movie. And that wasn't even the only interview she did confirming this. Seemed like she's trying to walk back this claim now, possibly because of the strikes. And here is from her amended complaint. It says, flipping the narrative arising from unnamed sources who made false claims. And then she also attaches, and this is what they shared amongst each other, Justin, Jamie, and Jed, this apology letter that she wrote to Christy, the scriptwriter, saying, um, I heard you were ambushed at your junket with the question about something I said on the red carpet. I feel awful. I never would have said anything that I thought would be used against you or anyone. I was just proud of my partner and feeling grateful for the ways in which he shows up for me. Like, really? And you know what is even crazier? Because I think I'm going to do a series called We Have to Go Back, like Lost style, if y'all watch Lost ever. Because I know Ellsrick has been posting videos lately, and she kind of inspired it, like going all the way back with stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff that I'm still like Roman Empire about, and one of them is this whole script writing thing. Because didn't she cry? The whole 2 a.m. voicemail is her crying to Justin Baldoni, like, "Oh, they never let me write. Can I get a pass at the rooftop?" And then
Mhm.
your husband wrote it.
Yeah, and then someone else said on here, I think it was Khaleesi, she said during a writer's strike, because wasn't it during the writer's strike? That was the whole
Yeah,
reason he
that's
was
what
let.
Leanne is speculating about. And shout out to Leanne. It was 2 a.m. over there. I tried to drag her. You know how I call her Elsa, Anna. I was like, wake up. This guy's awake. She's like, it is 2 a.m. I can't. But shout out to Leanne. And yeah, that's what she was speculating, was that she might be trying to walk it back because of the strikes.
Well, I
So
mean, she said it.
yeah, and so this is the hypocrisy. So that's what they're pointing out. So I'll bring it back up here. Um,
He probably also wrote that email.
Where did it go? Where did the tab go? Oh, I think it's because when I opened Leanne's, it was from there. So I just got to hit the back button. Okay. Can y'all see it still?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have to right click and be like, click new tab, or just open this in a new one over here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So here it is. Y'all can see it. Okay. So then it goes into, um, thanks for keeping track of all of this, Jed. Appreciate you. So it seems like they were tracking all of this and filing it for like future use, because it says, likewise, the forensics guys put it all in the reports. So I'm assuming there's like a report for court or something that's going on here. But some I just enjoy more than others. And so he's saying like some he just enjoys watching, and those are the ones he's sending over. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then Justin says, "Oh my Lord," and he's referencing this video. Let me pull it up because it
What
is
do you think he means, the forensic guys? Put it all in the
the forensics, like people who analyze like
No, I
data.
know what it means, but who is he referring to specifically? Judd Wallace said, likewise, the forensic guys put it all in the reports.
Maybe people that were helping them.
Yeah, maybe. So he had his own forensic team, like analyzing all what was going on the social media.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
I'm
it
just
seems
taking
like.
away from it.
Okay, let me see if I can pull up this video real quick. Hold on. I think I have it on. I actually did link that one. Hold on.
Yeah, so it just seems like they were tracking and not like coordinating a smear campaign.
No, they were just like letting the sleuths sleuth it out,
Hmm.
and then just seeing, like sharing between each other. Like this might be a good one. This might be a good one. Like I'm thinking to include for court. Like it's literally everything where it shows all the discrepancies. Um, and I love the Ari Manuel part because me and Colonel sleuthed that out.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's more on that. Okay, so here's the video because it's so funny. He says, "Oh my Lord," to this video here. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah. Never mind. I don't think we can hear it. I just hear like
No, you can't hear it?
no.
Okay, hold on. You guys couldn't hear it? Are you
Unless it was just supposed to sound like wind.
Yeah, it was just like wind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we heard it.
Okay. So that was the video. Let me see.
Who made that? Yeah, that is so creative.
Um, I don't know. Let me go pull it up again because okay, here we go. And now I gotta share the tab because I got all mixed up. Um, share screen. Well, it says full or full or.
Okay.
So that's who made it, was Cool Or. And then let me just continue the conversation because I love what Jed Wallace says afterwards. He goes, so he says, "Oh my Lord," and there's a video, and Melissa says, "Oh my God," and then Jed Wallace says, "BVB does a B, domestic alone," and so he's saying Baldoni versus Blake does a billion, domestic alone. Like he was basically saying, like, yes, make this a movie, and I love that. That was
Yeah.
like chef's kiss. So then Justin goes, "Jen and Melissa, this was sent to Travis's agent," and so it seems like it's a documentary request for someone who had worked with Justin Baldoni before. It says, "I'm a producer at Optiman, an Emmy and BAFTA winning production based in London. We're currently producing a 3-part, 1-hour documentary about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni dispute. It follows in the footsteps of rigorously researched docuseries for Discovery Plus, HBO. The first documentary will explore the articles, leaks, legal complaints, and lawsuits. I wanted to reach out because Travis Van Winkle has known Justin Baldoni for over 20 years and appeared on his Man Up." He said Man Up. It's Man Enough
Oh.
podcast. I might be able to speak to what he's like. I'd very much like to discuss this project with you on background basis. And then I don't know who this is. Ahmed Muswal Kolsasek. It says she emailed me too. Same email. Oh, I worked with them before. So I don't know who these two people are. Mitra, Arana, and Ahmed. They did the Discovery Plus doc for Johnny Depp, and I was in that one. Another British doc pro reached out to. They're doing an hour-long one. Not sure which streamer. And then Melissa Nathan sends this. Oh, that one says doesn't exist. I thought I pulled it up, but sorry. I gotta go back and forth because on my thread I threaded them all up. Where am I? Okay, right here. So I think that one was another one of just plain Zach's. Let me go look because I had him in. Oh, that's the one that I showed you guys, the post referencing the Hollywood Reporter. So that was just the same stuff, and then um, it continues with at real Melanie King, who doesn't really report anymore, but he calls her magical sleuthing. And so what it linked was this image. Let me see if I can make it bigger. It says Blake Lively makes it to the list of 100 most powerful women for Hollywood. And I think I have a better version. Let me just switch tabs over here on mine. So
Well, you know
here's
what's
the
funny
one I
is
have.
like during this time, because this is February, I think that's the 23rd.
Hmm.
So like a week earlier, now we know this now. A week earlier, Friedman got the call from Taylor Swift's dad, and they found out about the extortion, the alleged extortion email or the extortion, yeah, conversation between Swift's lawyer and Gottlieb, you know, Lively's lawyer. So it's just kind of interesting. I wonder if Friedman told anyone on the team any of these things, like if their spirits were high or anything. Um,
Yeah, I wonder too.
just
'Cause I'm
interesting.
telling you, it was all around the same time. It was like those 2 to 3, because it was when her amended complaint got filed, and then all this stuff was coming about, like, all the co-stars were, at the forefront because the Dr. Leslie Dobson stuff had come out, the Taylor Swift at the time, we didn't know about that Taylor Swift call, though.
Yeah,
Um,
no, we didn't. We didn't know
Afterward.
about that till much later, but now it's
Mhm.
interesting looking back and seeing kind of like what they were talking about around that time. And I just curious if, you know, if Freeman had informed them of that at that time or not, but just something I just thought of randomly.
Yeah, I wonder too, though. Like those kind of things are like my Roman Empire. Victoria says, "How does it make you feel that Justin has been seeing y'all's work, CJ?" I think it's cool. I think that Brian Friedman had already kind of mentioned that it was the Citizen Sleuths, and I actually had made
Mhm.
a video on it. Um, I stitched everyone together, like saying, like, we're all working together, and like the little pieces that every person had uncovered of the puzzle and stuff. And I'll link it in the description so y'all can go check out that video. But Brian Friedman said in an interview, like, everyone is helping by, sleuthing out information. And Dave Niels, on his podcast, he said, like, imagine a needle in a haystack and you're trying to find it, but now you got a million people helping you find it.
Mhm.
And I think this is proof that that's what was happening. Um, that nobody was telling anybody to, smear. Like, people were just sleuthing on their own, because on one second we see her on the red carpet saying, my husband wrote this, and then we're reading the amended complaint that says that it's false claims, and you're like, and so people started to sleuth for the receipts. So Missy says, I'm proud of the content creators. They've all truly made a difference. Yeah, me too. And,
Well,
especially
when I first started following the
works
case,
so hard. Ellsrick, with her fuck around and find out she's got the
yeah.
timeline and everything. Like, I'm glad that, um, that she's highlighted in this, and that they were, watching her stuff, because she sleuthed out the Ryan Reynolds arson stuff. Like, she did a lot of heavy sleuthing, and
Mhm.
brave enough to post it, because we'll get into how some of it was being taken down. I love how people are so creative. That's
No,
awesome.
I know, me too. And you know, when I first started following the case, I think you and Melanie King were like two of the ones that I pretty much would go to. I liked how you guys covered it, so you know, it's kind of interesting. Like they picked it up too. Um, and the other thing though, and that Lauren said today, I thought was really interesting, is like because you know, Lively's team has had this information for a while now, and they didn't subpoena like almost anyone that was in this exhibit except for Leanne. So it just goes to show, I think they were just trying to silence and intimidate. There was no logic to the subpoenas once again, because if they really wanted to, they would have subpoenaed the people that the Wayfair parties are actually talking about.
Um, I'm proud of the content creators too, she says. Um, Dr. J, I appreciate your efforts. I love that you're doing all this work and reporting the truth. Excellent journalism. Thank you. Yeah, and I was more of a sleuth in the very beginning. I was sleuthing a ton in the very beginning. And then I started to get into more of like the creating and just like absorbing it. And then now, I'm a creator. And that's why I'm like, I use DFJ stuff, like how people used to repost my stuff. I'll use DFJ's little sleuths. As well. But let's continue on with the Melanie King one. I know some people said, why isn't she reporting on it? She got kind of shadow banned for a bit on X after going after Paul Feig. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
this is why, if y'all realize the thumbnail really quick before I get into it, it's the Thanos and the five rings, and we're like kind of like the Avengers. I wanted to do Avenger handwriting, but I had to pull it up real quick. But that's what it feels like, because Melanie King, like everybody, a lot of these people put their necks out on the line. Leanne with the metadata and stuff. And so, yeah, Melanie King was one of those persons that really stuck her head out, calling out Paul Feig and
Yes, I remember
tried
that.
to go
So
after
when was
her.
that, though? Do you remember?
I'm almost wondering if it was around the same time or like a month later, but it
I think
was,
it must have been a month later because this was like right when I got into it.
so anyway, this is the article from MSN that said that she was on the list of 100 most powerful women in Hollywood. And originally it had said Blake Lively, one of the game-changing names in showbiz, has been credited for luring female audiences in droves with her rom-com blockbuster It Ends With Us, her directorial debut. But then later it was changed to, the rom-com part was taken out, and it was changed to um, I don't know, how do you say it, producer-all debut? I don't know what they called it, but basically that she was just a producer.
A
Um,
rom-com? They called that a rom-com?
and Melanie King found this on the Wayback Machine.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, she found this in the Wayback Machine, and so they were basically saying, like, "Here's more receipts," and Jed Wallace called it magical sleuthing. So, if we continue on from there to the next one, let me pull this back up. He goes on to say, so he shares a screenshot, and then another, this is also Melanie King, where she goes into a deeper dive. And then he says, Jed Wallace says, "Happy Sunday. And while there are videos surfacing," let me make it a little bit bigger so people can read it real quick, because I forgot to put us down here again. Okay. Let me go back. Happy Sunday. And while there are videos surfacing where Hoover says that Jenny Slate was responsible for Blake coming on board, will be in the report. So I didn't see any that says Hoover says that Jenny Slate was responsible for Blake
Yeah.
coming on board. I'm gonna have to find those videos, because I remember Alex Sack saying that she was responsible, and then Liz Plank, there was a video found where someone said it was because of you, and then Alex said that she like mentioned Blake or something. There's also an interview with Alex, but I never seen Jenny Slate. This is the first time I heard of that.
Yeah,
Um, but it says will be in the report. So it says, let's file this next link. So this is what I'm saying. They were filing it in folders under "We Are in a Whole New Media Landscape." It's awesome. And so this one is about, it doesn't exist. Okay, let me go to my, I thought I could click it. Let me go to my thread real quick. Let me pull it back up. But because I brought it up. So this was like a deep sleuth dive where she connected THR to Ari Emanuel, and Penske Media. So she does like all the connections. Here, let me pull it up. So it's a tangled web. So she used Grok to share this. The connection between Penske Media Group, because somebody asked her, where did you get the idea that Ari Emanuel owns THR? It says, between Penske, William Morris Endeavor, WME, and Silver Lake, involved in a mix of ownership stakes, business relationships, and strategic investments in the entertainment and media industries. Here's how they tied together. Penske Media Group is a major player in entertainment and trade publications, owning outlets like Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, etc. Then it says WME is a leading talent agency. Then it goes into Silver Lake, a private equity firm focused on technology and media investments. They entered the picture in 2012 when it made a significant investment in WME. This partnership deepened over time with Silver Lake backing Endeavor's acquisition of IMG in 2014. So then it goes into the direct connection. The direct connection between Penske and these entities lies in that 2016 investment. Silver Lake, alongside other investors, acquired a minority stake in Penske Media Group. This mirrors Silver Lake's strategy with Endeavor, taking equity positions in influential media and entertainment companies to shape the industry. While the exact size of Silver Lake's stake in PMG isn't publicly detailed, the investment links PMG to the same financial network as WME and Endeavor. Additionally, Jay Pence's personal ties to Hollywood. He's married to actress Elaine Irwin and has a background intersecting with elite circles. And PMG's coverage of Endeavor-related news suggests a symbiotic relationship. So this was like a Ari Emanuel source that, she's basically speculating that he may have had something to do with that. And then someone goes into a deeper sleuth, which I don't know if this is like dangerous territory, but someone says, I had no idea Emmanuel helped Elon buy Twitter. So, interesting. Yeah, this was like right before I think kind of Melanie stopped posting. She was, doing deep dives. And I know someone in the chat said that she wanted to get more into like the conspiracy stuff. So they were basically talking about this and how this may have legs in that filing. Let me check the chat and see what everybody's saying over here. I'm so old. Penske was oil and a race team.
Yep, I remember it being oil.
And BJ Investigates was covering it. She's back covering it. She didn't want to be on the bad Wallace's side, but understood Baldoni was innocent. She started covering it again. She just said that she's not going to cover like every little tidbit, but she's going to cover like the big stuff. BJ Investigates. I like her stuff. Yeah, there's so many new items that it's just a lot. Yeah, so that's why we're going over a little piece here.
Today was honestly crazy. I mean, I've followed cases forever, and there's some cases where like you'll get a filing, once a month or once I don't know, every 2 months, and then here we are. There was how many did we say? Well, there was 14 on this docket alone, and then
the Jen Abel docket that we're about to get into as well.
Yeah.
And then there was this really good video by Elsrich, who this was the connection where she's basically saying community guidelines violation. So let me just play that one, just a little tiny bit of that one for you guys, because she posted a video basically just saying that Blake Lively lied that she knew Colleen Hoover. Do y'all remember this one? That's why I'm like, I want to go all the way back. She's been posting a lot of throwbacks of all her lives.
Was this where she said she didn't read the books, or she said she read the book?
She didn't know Colleen Hoover, and then later she says, I loved Colleen Hoover.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Colleen Hoover, I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. Let me pull that one up real quick. Where is it? Okay. Because that video was like, there's no reason for them to. They basically took it down because of bullying. Hold on. Where is it? I can't find that video. Hold on. Okay, I think I just have to go down further. Okay, yeah, here it is. Found it. Okay, here it is. Can y'all hear it?
No.
You can't hear it?
No, what are you playing? Oh, her video? Maybe you're not. Okay, here we are.
Blake Lively saying she never heard of Colleen.
Can you hear it?
Never read
Yeah.
the book, and then saying in Colleen's face,
check the private chat,
CJ. Blah blah blah. That's why I picked up the movie. Okay, get this. TikTok has removed the video citing harassment and bullying. They're saying I'm bullying Blake Lively, y'all. Make it make sense. Are we losing the plot? Now, if Blake Lively and her team saw this video and they took it down and I'm famous and they're scared, I'm good with that. do you, girl? But if y'all Blake Lively warriors are out here ganging up together, like let's report her shit, y'all are bored and you need to get a life. So I need to know which one it is. I get the notification and it says submit appeal. I'm like, okay, good. I'm gonna submit an appeal, right? I click the submit appeal button. I haven't written a thing. I just received this notice like 10 minutes ago. I click submit appeal. I'm gonna like write the appeal. It says appeal received. I haven't written a damn thing. So what do you mean appeal received? So I don't know if I should be laughing or if I should be getting ready for a subpoena. But Blake, if this is you, come better.
So she was
Do
already
better,
talking about
please.
subpoenas
If
way
this,
back
if
when.
this is your fans, y'all are fucking bored. That lady does not know you like that.
But how
TikTok's
was
usually
it,
really good
This is
though.
ridiculous.
but how was it bullying? You know what I mean? So this, I think, was when there was a lot of takedowns because Melanie King's stuff against Paul Feig was getting taken down. Um, and I believe um, that who shall not be named, Voldemort, her PR crisis manager, um, he was hired on the 16th. I don't know if someone, if Laura or someone can find out, but I believe he was hired February 16th. And then, yeah, all this stuff started to get taken down. So they're,
Yeah, I remember that like they would go silent or something, which is crazy because like I mean I have TikTok and I think what I like about it the most is like anything I've appealed on TikTok, I've won and it comes back like within 24 hours. It's usually really fast versus like X where I'll get like, in Twitter jail for a few days and you can never appeal really.
okay, so let me, all right, chat. Is chat behaving over here? Because I hear Christina saying, all right, guys, knock it off. We're trying to have a good night and just like, ride this high of the Citizen Sleuths. So I don't know what's going on because I'm not over here on the chat. But yeah, let's just continue the chat with what's going on over here.
I think it's okay. Like people have opinions, let them have their opinions and at
What
least just get it out here.
y'all gonna duke it out in the comments then? Y'all just want to duke it out on CJ.
Monday Night Live.
Um, Christina and Laura are mom and dad. They're like, "Hey, knock it off, kids." Okay. I'm like,
YouTube is so weird about censoring. Okay, go ahead.
because I'm not like really looking at the chat because I'm like, I got all these tabs now open because there's like tabs that open tabs, and now I'm all confused. But y'all remember, this is only my second week doing lives and creating, so I'm still learning. So I'm over here like just trying to get the right tab up, and y'all are in the chat. But yeah, I mean, obviously, not everyone's gonna agree all the time. Um, so where were we on here? I got totally
Oh,
lost.
you were going through the
Okay, the rest of it. Okay, so here we go. Um, so yeah, so then she gets banned, and then he says, I think this Melanie King one was also the same. It just says updated. I think it was just her talking about it again. This is actually funny. You can see her lying in the moment. And so this video is where she's basically talking about how she met Isabel Ferreira. So I want to play that one too because it's a really good one. Um, let me get it. Did I link that one? I feel like I thought I linked all of them. Yeah, here it is. Let me know if y'all can hear it or not, okay?
put it louder.
I think it's just low because I have it as high as I can go. Oh, wait, here we go. That's as high as it goes, y'all.
Okay, then, Blake, in that case, when exactly were you and Isabella comparing notes about how creepy Justin is? You didn't know her, like you just said. You really didn't have any relationship.
So in that interview, if I know it's low, but I think it was just film low. She's saying, I didn't know her. I had not met her. And the story goes, as far as the timeline, that she met Isabella during BookCon, or what is it called? Book Bonanza. That Colleen was invited, and then Isabel got asked to join, and then that's when Colleen said like, "Oh, Isabel should come too," and then that's when Isabella Ferreira came. And then she was basically saying in the amended complaint that, or alluding to somewhere that Young, I don't know if it was that she went to her or what, but that she felt uncomfortable around Justin or something. And so Elsie's calling it out, like, how could both things be true? When was she complaining to you if you hadn't met her until
like that? So when did you have the time to build such camaraderie to tell this complete stranger your business? But
because it wasn't until Book Bonanza when they were like having sleepovers and all that stuff.
you didn't text your husband or your real life best friend or any real people that, because we know you didn't film together. We already knew that. We know the movie was filmed backwards, so you filmed your timeline before they filmed theirs, like the younger cast. When did she feel that comfortable to come and share her harassment story with you? I want to know, like, when exactly was it that she felt so close to you that you were the one she chose to complain to, but not HR? Is it just very possible that you were grooming her and plotting and planning and then filling her head with things to say to curry favor with you and your bestie? Like when you told her Taylor Swift was the one who casted her.
Yeah, it is really low. That was really hard to hear. I mean,
So basically, she's saying that when did you have the time?
Thank you for celebrating with us, and we're so proud to be here. And please spread the word, because as fancy as this looks, we really are just a startup.
you're right. I think it was the video because this one came in loud.
This one came in loud.
Sorry
It was
if
just
you're
that
wearing
video.
headphones.
Yes, for those who weren't wearing the headphones, she's basically was saying that when did she have the time to talk to Isabella about, you know, these things? Because remember, she takes over Isabella's writer and she makes up all these things. And I'm doing that deep dive into Rebel Wilson, and it's giving me Rebel Wilson vibes, because Rebel Wilson did this with like the actress as well, or allegedly, that was in that film where she, you know, she said, oh, the actress said that she was getting SH, and then the actress is like, I never said that. And it's just giving me like flashbacks because I just read those docs that it seemed like Blake was saying that, you know, Isabella was telling her things that couldn't possibly be true because she hadn't even met Isabella until after Book Bonanza. And so how was Isabella telling her? So basically that's what the video was about, where she was just clocking her on that. Like, it doesn't, the math isn't mathing. And Justin was saying this is actually funny because you can see her lying in the moment.
Yeah, and the comments, you know, the chat, I always say you have the best chat. They're all saying like, you know, how did, like Dr. J, how did Taylor Swift recommend her if Blake Lively didn't know her? And
Yeah.
remember, because Taylor's the one who got her that part.
I'm trying to find it. There's like 5 different conversations, y'all. So who was it that posted it?
DJ or Dr. J said it, Jane said it, and then Mia said it after.
Shout out to the smarties in the chat.
I know, the chat is so smart.
So yeah, so then there was that, and Elsric, like I said, like if y'all don't follow Elsric on TikTok, I wish she was on X because I spend more time on X, but she was one of my favorite accounts in the beginning, like to watch her growth and everything, because she was brave enough to go into the deep end with some of the stuff where I was like, I didn't touch some of the stuff because I was like, I don't want no smoke with Ryan. But she was brave enough to go in there with them and just report on all this stuff. Like, she was getting tips from people. Sleuths were, she had her FAFO associates and stuff. And so, yeah, they shared like 3 videos of Elsric that they were, you know, filing and stuff, which had really, really good points. So there's that one. And then Jed says, this is the exact same playbook. They're out here mass bot reporting, insane. And so this is in regards to the
her
video.
Twitter or her TikTok getting shut down, right?
Mm-hmm. And they're saying like they must have at some point clocked them doing it because it's like it's the exact same playbook. They're mass spot reporting. And then there's this other video. It says it's almost like this woman was with them. And this one is the same thing about the here, let me pull that one up because I haven't really followed this creator. Does anybody know Meg in the chat?
No.
I haven't really followed her. Let me share this tab because I did pull up that video. Mandy, oh, I said Morgan, huh? Mandy Magnet. Can y'all hear it?
No.
About where it just said that Jenny Slate
we can hear
a complaint about Jamie Heath because he offered her a $15,000 reimbursement for her rental so that she could move with her toddler because she didn't like where she was living. So, but then he talked about the sanctity of motherhood. So then she made an official complaint to Sony. And then they redacted that story and they said that it actually wasn't an official complaint. She was just complaining about it and it got back to Sony. And now they've changed the story again back to the original where she did make an official complaint. And look, I just want to think, I think I know what happened. And I'm just going to put this out there because this is my theory. And this is alleged because it's.
And so this is her theory. And remember, we just read that he said it was almost as if this woman was there. Okay. So just keep that in mind while she's giving the theory.
It's just coming from me. I think what happened is there was no official complaint. I think what happened is a bunch of gossip girls. I think Blake got to them. I think they were on set somewhere and she's like, ew, ew. Like Blake was probably like, these men. And then Jenny's like, I know, they're so weird.
And really quick, because I still have that picture, I'm going to have to do a post on it. I found a picture of Blake and Jenny, like in like kind of like a little alleyway or whatever, like in between scenes. That was on the exact same date as whatever this kind of happened. And I had made that connection before, but I had never posted it, but I should, because now that she's saying that this is how it happened, I'm like, I wonder if it was that same little time when they were snapped.
Weird. Can you imagine that he even said like, oh my God, being a mother is like the greatest joy ever. And then Blake was like, ew, he talked to you about motherhood. How can a man talk about motherhood? And then Jenny was like, I know, they're so gross. They act like these feminists. Ew, ew, ew. And then she's like, oh, a man should never talk about a woman being a mother. Ew, that's so gross. Did you know that he looked me in the eye when I had my tits out and I was breastfeeding? He looked me in the eye. Something like that. And then they got on board with this man hating. Jamie Heath is a bad guy. Justin Baldoni's a bad guy because they're too nice. They're too nice. How dare he? How dare he offer you $15,000 so that you can move, so you and your toddler would be happy. Ugh. Ew. Ew. But then anyway, so I think it was just a little bit of Gossip Girls, you know, misery loves company. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I saw this one when I was first getting on the case. I remember this because I don't follow her, but I remember her telling this story because I also thought it was weird. The whole thing was weird.
And then the caption says, I literally can't. Get your story straight, please. I haven't seen anything in Balaki's claim that is SH to her. Being uncomfortable and being SH is not the same. And that's what I never got about the Jenny Slate complaint, because I'm like, the sanctity of motherhood, like, because my theory was that he made her like feel bad, like, what, you're making all this money, you can't even pay a deposit so your kid is safe. Because I'm pretty sure that it was something about like the apartment being unsafe for her kid. And I don't know if that's the way that she took it or whatever, or he was just saying like, oh, it's beautiful to be a mother. I don't know exactly what went down, but
well, he gave her $15,000, so I'm sure he's like, nothing's more important than the sanctity of motherhood and protecting your kids.
And your child safe and happy.
Yeah.
It says,
I don't know how you could take that wrong. Someone could say like, someone could tell me I'm a bad parent, but I'll take your $15,000. Sure, thank you.
Right?
Like, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That one is still one of my Roman amplifiers. It baffles me. So I'm glad that it's making the rounds. And one of the things that I love about this filing is that I got to go and clip all those videos, and now like they're fresh in the X posts for anybody that's like brand new. And it's what I love about Elsric recently. She's bringing it all back. Like, do y'all remember this one? Y'all remember when she was lying about,
yeah,
with the wardrobe? Like, yeah. I want to go all the way back. I want to start it all over. Like, it's been a year. Everybody was doing it because it was August 8th. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. Let's go back. I might do it. I might start We're Going Back Lost Island style.
Oh, because August 8th was the day of the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, I even today I actually went back. I posted something from April today that I actually think is a really good clip from Candace Owens when she was saying how Van Cham is like the biggest break of this case, which like now we are in August and nothing's come of Van Cham yet. But
so I don't know about Mandy, but she's basically saying she's an actress too, I guess, and that she's had to endure it, and that this is juvenile, and that's her rant. But I'm gonna have to go check out some of her stuff. Apparently, the chat recognizes some of her stuff too. So, so it says almost like this woman was with them, and then he goes on to say, "Oh, there's my post. This is where I make the feature." Jed Wallace sends my post. So let me get that one.
That's our girl.
And I was actually featuring another creator who's Same Girl, Different Time, who I love their, if you don't follow them on TikTok, they got a really deep dive on Van Zandt and Ryan. Like, I don't really get into the Ryan stuff because remember I told y'all I was gonna do the Deseret, Our Nation,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no, I'm scared of stop a lot. Sorry, I was like, I'm scared of Jay-Z, and they were like, oh, you're scared of Jay-Z, but you report on Ryan Reynolds and his wife. They're like, that's scarier. And so then somebody told me like Ryan Reynolds is like real scary, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna report on the Ryan stuff. There's plenty other. I go to Ellsworth for all my Ryan stuff. I mostly just report on like Blake and try to highlight other citizen sleuths and stuff. But so this is one of those times I was like, THR has been busy over the last 2 days changing their cover story on Baldoni versus Lively, and one citizen sleuth had the receipts. It was more than just the Jenny Slate complaint. So I'm gonna pull it up. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
When people who don't know you, who don't pay your bills, who don't put food on your table to control you.
These are the changes of the Hollywood Reporter article from 221 to 222. Let me see. So it says the header focuses on overall misunderstandings on the 221 version. The 222 version sounds a bit more like they are putting the blame on Wayfair by calling it their missionary miscues. It also makes it more charged and calls it an uncivil war. And then let's see what else she says. Minor changes, initially framing it that Lively's lawsuit points to the religion being in the background, but then making it sound less that her lawsuit pointed to any religious background noise. See, I don't remember the Baha'i being mentioned other than the dad thing. Do you guys remember in the amended complaint?
I do remember it. Yeah, but then like nothing really came of it except for that whole toxic positivity thing.
221 saying Jenny Slate made the complaint and then later, changing it. Let's see what else she said. It added on 222 that a spokesperson for Lively pointed out that the document included words like no more. My understanding is this has been shown to be false and that the document that was signed was the 17 points that said no more, and it was the 30 points Lively provided on her lawsuit. Oh, the 17-point list never said no more. It was the 30-point list.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about that later on below. It says they added which were first raised several months earlier when discussing the demands, making it sound like a long-standing issue that wasn't being resolved. And that's another thing. It was like, by all intents and purposes, and this is going to come up in the insurance lawsuit with Justin Baldoni and the insurance company, is that by all intents and purposes, it was resolved in November once that was signed and it was over with. And then she brought it back up in January. And a lot of people speculate that was because she needed more time filming with Deadpool or like whatever. So from the 22nd to the 23rd, there was more changes. Now they switch it back to calling it a formal complaint. And what else? The whole section was rewritten out of curiosity. I put the comparison into AI to see which side would benefit from all of this. And it says, while both sides could argue benefits from different aspects of the edits, the overall effect seems to favor Lively and Reynolds. And so that was the video that I reposted that got featured in the docket. And so then Mitra, which I'm going to have to Google who this is, Mitra Ahurian. Who is that? Let me see if something pops up. But it says, oh, wow, so they changed the entire article, not just the word complaints.
Do you want to switch your screen?
Yeah, what did I have it on? Was it?
No, I thought you were reading the
Oh, no, it says Mitra Ahurian Law. This is who that is. So she's a lawyer. That's who Mitra is. Do y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then where was I? Sorry, I didn't switch it. So they changed the article, not just the word complaint. Is that legal? Justin asked. Yes, legal, but not really ethical if they make more than factual changes. And then Jen says, the fact that fans are calling this out and getting enraged is good. And so he says, these are the fans that are calling it out. And without notations of changes or footnotes. And then Jen's like, we can reach out to the writer and question the changes, but part of me thinks it's almost better that fans call this out and bring notice to the hypocrisy of the publication versus getting into a back and forth with them.
That's pretty smart, Jen. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, because then it's like not only are they outing Lively, they're also outing MSM.
Uh-huh.
It says they added this. The story has been updated, and so they added the footnote. Melissa says they apparently had technical pictures, according to Pam on socials, because it kept pushing out the stories, negative stories as well. Ridiculous. And then I don't know. It shows Jed here replied to something, but it was voice message. That's why. Okay. Jen says I'm going to have them change that part about the 30-point document. That's what Same Girl, Different Time was pointing out. That's a new ad as well. They say that you all signed off on it, and that a spokesperson for Lively says that because of the no more language that you admit culpability. And then Justin says, Jen, as you know, that's completely false. And she says, yep, I just wrote them. It says, I wish, Justin, this is where he basically says, I wish Brian would make a statement that points out their hypocrisy and the fact that they're also funded by WME and Penn. So this is where he's making the video that Melanie King, he's basically talking about that video she made. We're watching them rewrite history in real time, claiming website errors, just like the disappearance of the podcast. So this name drops that disappearance that Colonel and I dug up. That would be funny. So we're watching in real time how Ari Emanuel covers his tracks. Jed sends another voice note. Justin says, finally, I think that's important. I also think it's important to note that we gave him the truth earlier, and now it's on the 4th version because they've gotten heat in real time, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. And then Mitra, the lawyer, says, lie after lie after lie. If we weren't seeing it ourselves, it would sound like one of those crazy conspiracy theories. And so we all live this, right? Like those of us who were there in February, we all live like the crazy gaslighting from Blake.
We're still living it.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're like, what you mean we were? We still are.
Like the fact that we are not seeing mainstream media pick up Subpoena-gate is outrageous to me. I mean, I think that's one of the most insane things I've ever seen in a public or like a high profile lawsuit like this. It's completely batshit crazy. Sorry for swearing.
Oh no, that's okay. You can swear after the first 15 minutes, I found out. So you can say, I can have a Lauren on my channel so she can say cunt. I love when she's like, CJ, who will play you in the movie? Okay, so people have told me Paula Patterson or Rosario Dawson are my celeb lookalike. So I really like Rosario Dawson. I loved her in Sin City, so I'd say probably Rosario Dawson.
Look, I'm not going to see the movie. I'm going to see the musical. I'm convinced Subpoena-gate, the musical featuring Mommy Sleuths, is going to be like Perez Hilton's like Vegas debut.
Jane said, I think CJ could play herself. Yeah. I'd love to. That'd be dope. I dabble on, not only do I rap, but I dabble on a little bit of acting. I've done some plays here and there. Just family plays, like Christmas ones. How in the world does BL still think she has a case, especially after all this mounting evidence? So frustrating. Yeah, now that it's come out, like it's crazy. But who would play me in the musical? Who can sing that
you can rap?
Oh, I could rap in the musical. You're right. I could. It could be a rap one. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's us wrapping it all up. I'm literally geeked just to like figure out whether the phone call with Ari Emanuel, like what else were they talking about? Like were they like, oh my God, she found the phone call?
There's gonna be more, but this is not the only one.
Not the phone call, the podcast. Sorry, I didn't mean to say phone call.
Yeah, well, this isn't the only one. I mean, like even while we've been talking, we're up to like 608 now.
Was there another filing while we were talking?
Yeah, so I just feel like more things are going to be dropping. This is going to be a crazy week. I mean, and while this came out today, I mean, I was reading the Jones versus Meta filing order that came out because that was so crazy. So I was reading that, and then like I go back on X and I just see all these things where it's like that you were posting like how you were in it, and then Leanne was in it, and then
yeah, because I initially was posting about Zach being in it.
Zach was in it.
I had just started it, and then someone sent me the actual filing, and I was like, "Oh, it's Zach," and I hadn't gotten to the part about me, and then it was just funny how it all went down so quick. Then somebody messaged me, and I just started getting all these DMs like, "CJ, you're in it."
I was like, "What is going on?" And yeah, I saw Zach, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" That I like did not pay attention to the Lively docket only for just I was reading just one other thing, and then all of a sudden, all these things happened at once. And then that's why I said it was like an avalanche today, because it was just like crazy how many things dropped.
So yeah, shout out to all the Citizen Sleuths out there. And there's, other ones that are they're not content creators that, I came up with, like Little Nomad, BB, who else? DFJ, obviously. She has done some work on like the Van Zandt end of things. And so yeah, and then obviously Colonel, who teamed up with me for Ari the Ari stuff. So shout out to her as well. And everyone's just, let's put up the Avengers up there real quick once again. Here's part of some of the Avengers up here, taking on Blake Lively and her lies. And for me, it's just like almost fun, because if y'all don't follow Bohemian Diva on TikTok, I love her because she's the one who basically started it all for me. Because she's like, it's like a puzzle. She's like, it's every puzzle piece leads to another puzzle. And I'm like, I always say, like, she's the one who put the box down. Like, you want to build a puzzle? Dropped all the pieces out. Like, now you got to piece it together. So yeah, like everyone's a little piece of the puzzle. And I just love the sleuthing. I came up on web sleuths, sleuthing for like missing women and stuff like that. And so this is my jam. I like to sleuth stuff out, and when things don't make sense.
Remember, like, because the web sleuths and mommy sleuths were doing such a good job, and daddy sleuths, that Glamour, I'm pretty sure it was Glamour, or was it Elle? I think it was Glamour magazine, did that, like, they try to do that hit piece saying how, like, all these sleuths, I don't know what they were actually trying to say. But do you remember that? And I think they like talked about Ashley, and Ashley's like, first, and they were saying it was like all MAGA, and Ashley's like, I live in Canada, I'm not a mom, and like I post like videos to PR or something. Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah, and everybody started to go after them. But it's like, do you know what I believe that's like the driving force of sleuths? It's like when they feel gaslit. Like when something doesn't make sense in your mind, you're obviously going to try and find the information. Like, wait, did I hear that right? Like, I thought I heard this. And then you're going to try and come up with the receipts. Same thing with Brandon Sklenar. Later, it came out that Paul Feig did indeed hire him because of Blake Lively. But, once you started to see, okay, he's in this movie that's Ryan Reynolds adjacent. And then you started being like, well, let me look at his next movie. Then you type it in, and it was also Ryan Reynolds adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Hollywood is a small world. So allegedly you can debate it, but it recently came out that Paul Feig did hire him at the behest of Blake Lively for The Housemaid. And there's like, Sydney Sweeney is in The Housemaid. I have one of those Charlie Day boards things going, because Sydney Sweeney's in The Housemaid, and Alex Sachs was the producer for her newest movie that Sydney Sweeney's in. And then Alex Sachs is connected to, and I know it's Hollywood, but I'm like, it's just such a little, like, I can draw strings to everybody. Who's saying who was Taylor?
Oh, I cannot stand Taylor Lorenz.
Oh,
it's like
Taylor. No,
3 times, and it's like you're summoning the Beetlejuice.
I never knew who Taylor Lorenz was until I know she's like worse. Like she'll summon it.
She's insane. She's completely unhinged, and she was the one that I felt like did a terrible job with the Johnny Depp. She didn't watch the trial. She was just like had an agenda and was just, I think everything she did, and that was so wrong. I mean, basically, she ended up getting fired by the Washington Post because of, and she was doing these articles where she would like not reach out to comment to like that Umbrella guy and Legal Bites, and would just like basically bash them and say all these things. So whatever. I don't like her, and yeah, she's Delulu, and she was the one.
I didn't know who she was until Ari Jacobs. So Ari Jacobs was kind of my gateway into this.
Oh yeah,
because she's the one that was like, when I was like, oh shit, like Baldoni did that to Blake Lively. Like my whole thing was like, who would do that to like some, like Ryan Reynolds is super famous. Like you would really just invite all your friends and stuff. Like it wasn't mathing. And then Ari was on X, and she was like, I'm going to tell you something the New York Times did to me and how the math isn't mathing. And I was like, So then I started looking into her case and what Taylor did. And then, yeah, so she was kind of my gateway into like second guessing it. Like, oh, these people could lie,
Here, Christina's comment, she says, how do you know if Taylor deletes a tweet, or hey, do you know if Taylor deletes a tweet that it's gone forever? How does one get that? I can tell you it isn't easy. I can tell you because our uncle owns the Wayback Machine. So she deletes her internet, her internet footprint, whereas like most people, like the internet is forever. Not for Taylor Lorenz.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If you allegedly, y'all, you see
Allegedly. It is late, so you know I could be off, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
That it's allegedly.
No, I think she's saying that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Dr. J saying Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation. Yeah, but some of these connections are like pretty weird. Like I feel like Alex Sachs like never got super sleuthed. I have a whole super sleuth file on her. Because like her background and all this stuff, but she kind of got a pass, like because there was so much going on. But there's all these other side characters that like deserve a second looking into, and who knows? Like there's still a year to trial, so who knows if her name will come back up again. But she was involved in another like production company that had SH things, and I don't know. To me, it always just seemed like they were trying to take over, like kick down the small production companies that were trying to do good, because they were trying to make movies that like meant something. And so I think it was also like a Hollywood battle. So that's it on that part. We're gonna get into really quick before we get off. What was this Candace clip that you sent me, DFJ? Was that on Jen
Oh,
Abel?
that was the one I had mentioned. Because that I said like today I posted something from a while back. I just think it's really good. It's talking about going back, because what she said then is still so relevant right now, and she just did a really good job. It's just, I don't know, I think it's like a minute.
Okay, let me go grab it.
Missy said it was really good too, so I trust her opinion.
So yeah, if y'all want to go check out the rest of that document, it's linked on my X, because there's other little like tidbits. I mean, nothing much, but some payment stuff or whatever. And I wanted to go see what the $30,000 package was, because that's apparently the package they got from Jed, and I'm not quite sure what that package entailed, because I remember that people were saying like they didn't get the big package.
We're up to 611 on the docket.
Oh gosh, do y'all know if it's like tea or just random?
No, well, this is the opposition to the motion to compel.
From who? From Wayfair?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot. So T.
Oh no, wait, hold on. This one's filed by. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna read your flashback to April. Candace Owens explains Van Sham. Without question, this is the most explosive update since it all began. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that legal?
Share your screen.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you for reminding me, girl. You know me. I'll forget. That's why I like having a co-host, because then they could be like, you can't hear it. Last time I played like 4 minutes of a Spencer Pratt video and nobody heard it. Okay. So it says, without question, this is the most explosive update since it all began. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that legal? We need to pretend that there's a real subpoena. Otherwise, you maybe just stole your employee's phone, and now we're about to go to the New York Times. So they find a woman, and somehow they hit up this attorney, Samantha Katz. She is the moron that involved herself. A month after they've already taken the phone, they filed this lawsuit in September, the end of September. They were just trying to stomp on a butterfly that was sitting on a flower. This is insane. Don't let that fall through the cracks. This was all to take down the nicest person in the world. And
they were just trying to stomp on a butterfly that was sitting on a flower.
Huh?
Like,
Go to the beginning.
Insane. Don't let that explosive update since it all began. On July 10th, 2024, Jennifer Abel tenders her resignation. She's supposed to leave on August 23rd. On August 21st, that's when Stephanie Jones confiscates Jennifer Abel's phone. Then on September 27th, a sham lawsuit is filed. Now, what sham lawsuit are we talking about? I want to skip ahead and show you this, because what went down, and I'm going to tell you, this is me reading into the situation now, was they took her phone, they were going to hand it to the New York Times, and then somebody in the group, maybe it's Ryan Reynolds, I think it's Ryan Reynolds, says, whoa, 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 was that legal?
Absolutely not.
We need to pretend that there's a real subpoena. Otherwise, you maybe just stole your employee's phone, and now we're about to go to the New York Times. So they find a woman, and somehow they hit up this attorney, Samantha Katz. She is the moron that involved herself. And she devised with her clients to file this lawsuit, which prior to last week, nobody could find. And I'll tell you why, because look at this. The plaintiff is Van Zandt Incorporated. This is an LLC that is owned by Blake Reynolds. The language throughout the lawsuit is intentionally vague because they never wanted the public to find it. Okay. They never wanted the public to find it. This is, again, they're trying to work backwards to legitimize something that they likely stole. And the fastest that she is able to get that lawsuit out is actually a month after they've already taken the phone. They filed this lawsuit in September, the end of September, September 27th, 2024. They were just trying to stomp on a butterfly that was sitting on a flower. Like, this is insane. Don't let that fall through the cracks. Like, do not forget, this was all to take down
Very diabolical.
like the nicest person in the world. They're just like, yeah, I'm high on power and I can do this.
Hey,
Why?
why? Because we can. Because we can. And if we can, we do.
Without question.
Did you make the little extra things on there?
No, that was hers. So I just, but I thought it was worth looking back at because, I mean, to this day, I still think, you know, Van Cham's my Roman Empire. And I just think this whole thing is insane.
I think everybody thought I was leaving. I'm going to get into this one last little piece. Everyone's like, bye, CJ. I want to get into this Jen Abel tea because it was really good. It's just this, it's 2 little tabs from DFJ on the newest on Jen Abel because it was also, like my little Roman Empire earlier because I was like, what the heck? Like, can't Meta appeal or what? But yeah, thanks for sharing that clip because yeah, Van Zandt can't get buried. Like and that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't forget about all the prior stuff. Like, there's just too much. And I saw Ellsrick bringing up the old stuff, and I do feel like it might be time to start bringing up all the old stuff. Like, we haven't forgotten everything that's gone on because for a while everybody was like burnt out. You know what I mean? People got quiet. Content creators got quiet. Let me share this.
Well, you know, it was like it felt like a funeral after the counterclaim was dismissed. You know, I think everyone was a little bit sad. I was one of them. But don't worry, things are heating back up and very quickly.
Yeah. And I did see that a lot of people said Stephanie with the deeds or Steph with the deeds, she said she stopped kind of like reporting on it just because the lively stuff infuriated her so much. So like reading that, she's like, I'll report on like deposition or like Baldoni stuff, but I'm not going to be reporting on the docket. And I know I felt like that before when I'll read her stuff and I'll be like, oh, I am so done with you. Like the gaslighting, it drains you. Yeah, it is kind of weird to witness the rapid change. Who said I'm not a bot, Jane? I'm not a bot. So yeah, I'll break it down into 2. And you know what? I got to figure out how to do timestamps as well. But yeah, so because like on some of my videos, I do 2 cases in the mornings on the celebrity chatter. And that way I can be like, this is when Spencer Pratt, because last time we got so into the Blake Lively that I didn't even start on Spencer till an hour into it. It was already over and I was barely starting on Spencer. Omar, now is not the time to feel defeated. Thank you so much for stopping by. I literally love Omar. If y'all don't follow the Tilted Lawyer, even his non-Blake Lively stuff, he's got Family Law, like a night channel with Family Law that he goes on Reddit, and him and some other lawyers like will talk about like these different cases and divorces and stuff, and it's a pretty cool channel. So y'all go check him out. Yes, definitely not feel defeated. You know, we just keep going. And that's why I'm like, I'm ready for round 2. I want to bring up some of my old posts that didn't get now that I have a bigger reach, didn't get quite the reach back then.
Yeah, and I don't think people are feeling as defeated now, even though this ruling today did definitely kind of piss me off because I mean, we don't even have enough time to get into it, but like on pages, I want to say like 3 and 4 or 4 and 5, where because this Meta Pinterest one, I just felt like everything went the right way until this judge ruled on it. Like the fact that like Meta and Pinterest, they stood up for the anonymous users. Like they didn't do what like we saw Google and X and TikTok do, where they were just like, okay, well, whatever happens, we'll just give up the data unless you guys fight it by yourselves. But yeah, like
this was today. ACC saying, "Is this old?" No, this was today.
This is today. This was crazy. So I was like reading this for like an hour. This order because it was like over 20 pages and it took me a long time. And then I like go back on my screen and I see like all these CJs like, I was in the filing, I'm on the docket, and everyone was on the docket.
You were like in Jen Abel mode, and that's why it takes like a village, because like there's so many different filings. There's, you know, you got the Wallace docket, the Abel docket, the Wayfair Lively docket. So you can easily get distracted. Do you want to read yours, or can I read it?
You can read, but I'll just say before, the thing was with this one was that the Wayfair, Meta and Pinterest, their filing was on point. It was so good. They obviously deal with these subpoenas all the time. So I felt like it was very like clean cut. They used Stephanie Jones' own like filing, like from the New York lawsuit, to her own words against her, to show like how she has no grounds for any of this information. And then like Stephanie's filing was so unhinged that like it literally didn't, it was not based in reality. It didn't make any sense. The timeline didn't add up. And this website like has nothing to do with Jen Abel and what's going on there. It was like a totally different timeline. Yeah, so I thought it was like going to be an easy thing, and then the judge grants the motion to compel for Stephanie Jones, and it's like they're gonna give these anonymous users names to psycho Stephanie, who I think should be in a mental institution. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, she was over here using psychics to. I'll get into that 605. I just pulled it up, but I really want to get into this one because. This is just an update on what's going on with Abel. It says California judge granted Stephanie Jones motion to compel Meta and Pinterest anonymous user data. And so we're talking about user data a lot, and how X handled it and how Twitter handled it and how great Meta had handled it. But now it's out of their control. It says this is a gut punch. And I really think Magistrate Judge Thomas Hickson got it wrong. Judge said that the subpoenas are enforceable because the discovery is critical to the success of the claim, and anonymity of will give away when a valid claim. And anonymity, I'm like anemone in Nemo. And anonymity, I can't do it, y'all. Must give way when a valid claim exists. So now the anonymous names, address, phone numbers, emails, IP addresses, and logins behind the Facebook account and Pinterest of whoever was running Stephanie Jones leaks will be revealed. We've already found out that the website for Stephanie Jones is not Abel Cause lowercase, so I can't imagine that these will be either. Still, what a sad day for the First Amendment.
Yeah, and we already know who's behind the Stephanie Jones leaks website. So I'm not saying it's the same person. I'm just saying that because this is, you know, they made the website and then they made a bunch of social media. You know how people do that? Like if you're, I don't know what your brand is, like Target, and then Target has you know, a Facebook and a Pinterest and whatever. Yeah. So that's like what they did. They basically branded the Stephanie Jones leaks and Stephanie Jones lies website, and then they made a Facebook for it and a Pinterest for it. And like no one would even know about the Pinterest one. I mean, until she made this case for it and is trying to find out the people behind it. So anyways, keep going down.
Okay. Still, what a sad day for, so, I have it on another tab. Are you talking about the Zach one?
No, keep going down.
Okay.
That one?
Yeah, I had this on another tab too. Okay, let me pull that one up right here. Okay. You can read the 20 pages here if you like to torture yourself. Kudos to Meta and Pinterest and Perkins Coie LLP for trying to do the right thing. So I don't know if Laura can link DFJ's X. Y'all can go to her X and
well, because he got it totally wrong. First of all, he said that like Jones is not a public figure, and just because she was brought into this case, she's not a public figure. But like her own website says she's like a public figure. So I don't know how they got that wrong. And then
but she's had articles written about her. I mean, for all intents and purposes, she was talked about during the Rock stuff. I mean, she's a public figure. She's a publicist, right? Like,
yeah, and she said,
how more public can you be?
And then it like says that some of the things that they were saying, I'll just give an example. So like the false state, this is what the judge is, and he's quoting her, but this is not true. It says these are false statements. Okay, it says like false statements included accusing Jones of years of nonstop verbal and emotional abuse and horrific treatment in the workplace. Well, that's also on Glassdoor. Former employees were saying these same things. So how is he saying this is false? Or like, Jones didn't understand how to truly do PR outside of leaking her own client secrets. But like, what if she actually did that? Didn't we hear that she actually did that so that people would like come back to her because they would still need her? Because like, you know, she basically would like screw them in the press so that they would need her, still need her, not break their contract. Another one, Jones does not fight for her clients, but she does fight with them, crying, screaming, keeping them hostage. Stephanie Jones takes clients hostage. Not only does she break confidentiality, she willingly does, regardless of the possible damage this kind of behavior might cause. And so, like, oh, and then it says implying that Jones was hacking the defamatory website. So I just think that, like, they're saying the judge said that these are like false, you know, that these are like defamatory like statements. But it's like, how do you know that? Because how do you know they're actually false? It's just assuming that they're false. I just think this whole thing is so messed up. And I really hope that whoever made this Facebook and Pinterest used like some fake name. It would be even more funny to me if they used the name Stephanie Jones to sign up, because then it would be her own doing. But yeah, they're going to get all that information. And the judge was like, oh, you know, but then he was trying to be so kind to be like, oh, but we don't need your user agreements, Pinterest. So that part's denied.
Yeah. So, and then I want to play this last little video that you had posted of Zach real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Hours of desperate unanswered calls, Abel left Verizon in a panic and despair. Abel realized Jones had double-crossed her in a very serious way. By refusing to release Abel's phone number, Jones' work had usurped Abel's private information and cut off Abel's access to critical accounts protected by two-factor authentication. As a result, Abel had lost access to bank accounts, utilities, insurance, and virtually every other sensitive account. By contrast, Jones had now unrestricted access to everything stored on Abel's phone. What a fucking cunt. I'm sorry, this bitch is crazy. She's more than erratic. We were calling her erratic. This is wild to do this to somebody. Should all of these allegations be true? Because also, you know, they are allegations, but this is pure evil. I couldn't even imagine the crap that Abel and Baldoni had experienced with all of these disgusting people. Like, truly disgusting, evil people. I want to see them all fall. If these allegations are true, then they all deserve to fucking be exposed for the heinous shit that they do. This is horrible.
So, wow, those are some pretty strong words there. But I mean, seriously, that's like your whole livelihood. And the fact, I don't know if you mentioned that she was allegedly tracked until January through the iCloud.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's even more messy. Like, you think it was already messy the first time, it's even way more messy. How was it?
It was just so wrong. The judge made a wrong ruling. He's a magistrate judge. He's his term is up next year anyway, so he's on his way out. But I don't know how he got this so wrong. And yeah, I mean, we don't have time to go through it, but I'm gonna. I don't know. I made my own notes on it, but it's just going to take forever to post it. And then,
well, you need to just start your YouTube actual channel. I know you got your shorts and stuff, but you have a lot
of. It doesn't let me post long ones.
I'll send you the StreamYard link, and you could just do like a little StreamYard and just go on and, you know, talk it out and put your little images and stuff.
Yeah, because I have a lot of things to say about this, and they got so much of it wrong. Like, and even Jones' own lawyer did not sound like he believed her story. Like, when I read his filing, I was like, this is so easy. This is going to get tossed, you know? And then somehow the judge, like, granted. I think, you know, maybe he saw, like, all the names of the people involved and how enormous the New York docket is, and was just like, okay, well, we'll just grant it because, you know, she has this case, so whatever. I don't
know. Yeah, hold on. I'm looking. I'm getting distracted by the chat. I would love to hear it, DFJ. Yeah, that's. I'm like, I'm always encouraging. The more of us that are out there creating, I'm always encouraging. Like, even like the sleuths that I had worked with, to, you know, start their own stuff. I remember when Leanne was like, "How do you do threads?" Like, and then now she's the thread queen. You know, like, and yeah. So I encourage everyone to create and, you know, put their stuff out there. It is a lot harder being on the creator side though, because you got to like research and put it together and do all that stuff. So it's a lot more work, but it's good to get it out there for people to see.
I mean, even with this information, I mean, I'm just gonna like cross my fingers and just hope that like these people are smart enough not to use their own names and own emails to make these accounts. And I mean, I think that if they are her former employees, they did PR, they should know how to do this stuff and set it up, hopefully anonymously. That would have been so funny though if they set it up as like Stephanie Jones. But even if they didn't and they get their IPs, whatever, it still doesn't connect to her claims in this case at all. Like she's doing the same thing Lively's doing and just accusing all her former employees of having a coordinated smear campaign against her. Like, what is she doing? And her lawsuit, by the way, it's not just against Jen Abel. It's also against, does like 1 through 10. So I think we're going to see her add on that name that she got because, she got the name of the person who hosted the website. So they're going to probably be added on. And I'm sure when we find out the names of these people, they'll be added on too. But I mean, that woman, in my opinion, is like completely insane. Like she's out of her mind insane. So this was like so bad that she got this info, but I don't think it will amount to anything, big that will hurt Abel. I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, that's the Jen Abel of it all. And I guess really quick before we leave, since we're already here, someone said to read docket 605. And this is 605, I believe. Is this it right here? Collectively have moved for continued sealing of Exhibit L containing phone numbers. Okay, but what's in Exhibit L? Is it this, the attachment? Is that what she's talking about? Let me download it. Hold on. Everyone is well following up on the social digital conversation this morning with specifics. This team will focus on the social and digital elements, monitor and report forums, threads, sites, links, and more that are working against Wayfair Studios, Justin, and the overall narrative, as well as derogatory comments. Leverage relationships with Discord, Reddit, X, IG, TikTok, YouTube to expose behavior of Blake and other parties, both current and past, and engage directly with communities to adjust or influence the conversation. So leverage relationships. So what is this from? Work to remove links that are harmful to Wayfair Studios, disavow and report outdated or non-relevant links, monitor damaging. So it seems like they were just monitoring, including threads related to concerning, actively sway the algorithm with one SEO charge hub site created and overseen by the team. Is that what the timeline lawsuit info was?
I don't know. What's at the top? What's the date of this?
August 7th. So right before.
So they hadn't hired Wallace yet. Remember, they were just talking to him. So these are what would be included without fingerprints. But this doesn't say that this isn't.
Oh, this is what she said. She wanted me to. The social team are now worried about Blake activating the Taylor Swifties, and so that we're 100% protected. So that's what she was saying, to pull up 605 because it had T on the Swifties. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
but what is this? Is that a confirmation email?
It looks like it was an email sent to Jamie Heath from.
Yeah, but like, what was
Lady
it for?
Case.
Like, was it just saying like what the packages were like before, or did they actually buy it?
It was like following up on the conversation about it.
Yeah, but it's not like a confirmation, right?
Yeah, no, it says, please let us know either way. So I think it was just like, here's
so
the
it's just like
package.
this is what we can do, or what we, because that's what people need to like make sure they don't get those things mixed up, because I could just see like her team pushing this to be like, look, see, they were talking about it.
Well, even the sleuth one from today, with all of us being mentioned, I'm already seeing like, Mr. X, spinning
Yeah,
that.
but you guys were mentioned, but like, and Blake knew that, and she didn't subpoena you. Like, she didn't subpoena anyone that was mentioned except for Leanne, So, like, it doesn't mean anything. None of this means anything. Blake has nothing because she's subpoenaing people in freaking Argentina. Like, tell me that you have nothing without telling me you have nothing.
Yeah, Juanito says, which I still need to talk about because there's more to that. I want to get on Spanish X and have the Latinos
when your
go
second
after.
amended complaint has like Instagram photos of you like wearing jeans in New York saying like I'm a New York lady, and that's how you're establishing jurisdiction in New York, you have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. It's just like we're dealing with one of the worst judges I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's a very interesting process that this is going through, but she doesn't have anything. So she can try to twist whatever she wants to twist. And that's the best she's got. And she can claim like her attorneys are the ones who, you know, are the only ones apparently who know about the ongoing smear campaign. She has nothing. She's absolutely insane. So,
well, that about wraps it up. Blake, I mean, people are, you know, bringing up old receipts. New receipts are probably coming. It's not looking good for her. And great job, team, for, you know, putting it all out there and, you know, giving Baldoni, you know, a fighting chance at this.
well, and just like standing up for truth, I think is what I'm like most impressed about with this thing, because I think we all saw her complaint or article, whatever, in the New York Times. People are talking about it, and then he dropped the receipts right after that, like proved a different story. And when people saw that, they were like, "Oh my God," you know. And people are trying to now, you know, speak up for the truth and expose the truth. And it's just like it takes a village, and everyone's amazing that's been doing it. So
yeah, for sure. Omar is going live as well. Christina, if you can link his channel so people can go over there. Why don't we go over to Omar and Lauren's chat after this, and go check them out and support them and see what they have to say. I'm sure that, you know, there's other stuff that came out on the docket right now, but I appreciate DFJ coming on with me late night tonight, because
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to sleep. This is my Roman Empire. I'm like, I need to get it out. I can't wait till the morning.
I know. And CJ, and I was like totally bothering you too about, because I found I was reading so much more on that Crystal McCrory case, because I did get some things wrong, you guys. And like, I was like telling CJ, I was like, what about this? What about this? And yeah.
And I saw that there someone else was reposting her change.org petition. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to revisit. That was a really long case that needed like
revisit.
It needs a good second. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Yeah, it was great, Nikki. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for your support. Make sure y'all subscribe, and I'll see y'all at Omar's Live. Have a great night.
Good night.
And follow me tomorrow. Don't forget. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. All right. Bye.